Hello and welcome back to the Reset, episode 59 with me, Sean Tucker. AI is your greatest advantage right now if you know how to use it. The one thing that AI does not have, which is why you will still have a job. If you are some form of creator, you are building a business, you are an entrepreneur, you are a content creator, is your lived experience. AI cannot come from your lived experience. Your greatest advantage is what you've been through. It is what you have lived through. It is all the trials, the tribulations, the tests, the events, the communities, everything that has made your life up till what it is now. That is what AI cannot replace. If you feed it your lived experience, you can use it and you can leverage it so that you can get your reach even further. Because what AI is really great at is expanding your reach through formulating, through understanding how to structure your writing, your posts, your reports, your SOPs, basically everything that goes into running and making a business system. AI can help you do that, but it can't come from your lived experience. If you learn to leverage it, you can make it so that AI can help you run a business where you don't burn out. Don't get me wrong. AI won't take your job unless you let it. And what I mean by that is there are certainly jobs that people are having right now that come up to 6, 12, 24 months away. They're probably not going to have a job anymore. And this is why it's actually so important to know what value you have, to know and extract what your lived experiences are, to know and really understand how you can leverage these tools so that you can position yourself as someone to learn from, as someone who can actually guide others how to get to where you are right now. Because the magic that you have is your lived experience. It's not the certifications. It's not the education that you acquired, although some of that might be part of it. Right now, we have tools, we have technology that can really research anything to the nth degree. And let's just say you were studying a PhD and you were trying to really understand what the power and the impact of something you know works, but you wanted to test it and you wanted to prove it somewhere so that it has basically evidence, scientifically data-backed, evidence-backed tests were done on this. Well, my question is, shouldn't the results speak for themselves? If your method was really, really great and you were coming from a really pure place of integrity, what would the need be in actually going to do that PhD? But secondly, tools that we have available to us, the technology, the AI, all these things can actually do a lot of the research for us if we know how to use them, if we put them in the right places. Because today what I've been doing is I've been reading and researching about what AI can and can't do, especially when it comes to human experience and understanding people's problems and pains and what it takes to overcome some of these lived experiences. AI can help you guide through those experiences, but actually it's the human being that has the knowledge, that has the proper lived material for it to actually truthfully help. Because content with no context is just noise. It's just background noise that actually doesn't mean or make people feel any different. And this is what you probably have noticed when it comes to consuming content online, and also probably what you've noticed when it comes to probably even reading books of recent times. There's a lot of content, but there's not a lot of context. There's not a lot of experience that's being transmitted through this experience or this content that I'm reading. And one of the things that I'm now learning to integrate is actually taking my lived experience and walking people through their own lived experience via my content, via the gap, the lesson, allowing me to be the guide through my own lived experience. Because if they see themselves through my lived experience and they relate to my lived experience, there is this beautiful thing that happens where people feel less alone. People identify themselves in you and you got through it, which means that you're the testament that they can get through it as well. And this is the most beautiful thing about relating to community, about relating to other human beings, is that when you share from a place that is pure, that has the right intention, then what resonates and what lands for that person may not be what you think. It may actually just be the story that you told that allows them to see themselves through their own lived experience, through your lived experience. And so I remember a time when I was just a kid. You know, I'm one of 6 kids. I mentioned that before on this podcast. And I remember actually being bullied by my brothers and sister. Not to the point where, I was getting bashed, but to the point where I was emotionally triggered a lot of the time. They knew how to poke the bear. They knew how to put me on the edge of my threshold and keep me there long enough so that if I exploded, I wouldn't hurt them. But at some points, it was actually beyond the point of them feeling safe. They actually started to feel a little bit unsafe because what exploded out of me was this intense rage. And there were many Xbox controllers that were broken. There were things that happened. I actually used my fist and punched my brothers, not with the intent to harm, but with the intent to basically express what I was afraid to feel. And I share that with you, not to kind of say that, I'm emotionally unstable. Although at that time I was very emotionally unstable. It's more to help you understand that no one is perfect, that we all go through hard things in life, and that we all have times in our life that we are probably not proud of. And I always felt ashamed. Actually ashamed because I felt lesser than my brothers, my older brothers and my sister. That I wasn't good enough. I wasn't smarter than them. I wasn't able to compete with them because they were in a different category and class altogether. I remember back in primary school, where I have 3 older brothers and they all got some form of school captain, either school captain or vice captain. And when it came to poor me, I didn't get anything. So I felt like I disappointed my parents. And as I say that out loud, I'm thinking, well, who's going to resonate with that? I mean, there's probably times that you're relating to that in your own life right now and saying or thinking, well, I've disappointed my parents because I moved overseas, or, I didn't live up to the expectations of what they thought was right for me. But the thing is, if we keep following what everyone expects of us, we're never going to let ourselves be happy and find our own path, because it's in the finding of our own path that we're able to actually activate and find who we really truly are. And what that does to the people around us is it gives them permission to actually follow their heart and follow their passion and actually find a path of fulfillment rather than a path of competition, of trying to be better than someone, when actually that's only just going to make you miserable. And now I want to fast forward to a time where I was in university and I studied 2 degrees before I finally graduated my third. I got kicked out of the first university, because I failed basically 2 years in a row. And the second one, I left voluntarily because I was failing and I was sick of failing, but I knew in my heart that I wanted to continue studying. I was just afraid, because I'd only just recently started dating my girlfriend, that she would leave me because I'm a failure, because I knew that at some level she valued and her family valued education, and that if I was going to follow my dreams, well, it was either follow my dreams and follow my passions, or stay with my girlfriend. Except what I didn't realize, because I was so insecure about trying to compete with everyone else, is that she just wanted me to be happy. She wanted me to follow my passions and follow my dreams, because at some level, that's what she's been able to do too in her life. And now we're married and we have a beautiful 2-year-old daughter. And I'm still following my dreams. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still defining my path. And I don't know, maybe this podcast is about me sharing some parts you haven't heard about me, so that you can see yourself in me. See yourself in what I've lived through. And maybe that gives you permission to actually really follow your dreams and create a path that hasn't been forged before. Maybe walk that path and really just learn to be at peace with yourself. Honor your own process and just follow those curiosities. Live a life that's worth living. That's such a beautiful quote that I'm going to start living my life by right now. Let's live a life that's worth living. Because who would want to do the opposite? Or who would want to do something lesser? So if you found value in today's episode, I want you to share it with just one person. And if not, I want you to tell me, because I prefer honesty over anything. That is integrity to me. So if you found value, share it with one person. And thank you for tuning in today. I look forward to seeing you in tomorrow's episode.